Have you ever wondered, if we pray regularly, speak about religion, and appear righteous, but ignore the hungry, the poor, and the helpless around us, does our worship truly hold value in the sight of Allah? In today's society, we are often afraid of major sins, yet we overlook small acts of negligence. But a short chapter of the Qur'an, Surah Al-Ma'un, warns us that these small actions can have serious consequences. Surah Al-Ma'un exposes a hidden reality, how neglecting human rights, showing off our worship, and lacking compassion can slowly turn faith into hypocrisy. In this video, we will explore why Surah Al-Ma'un is more relevant today than ever before, and how its message challenges the way we practice our faith in modern society. Surah Al-Ma'un is one of the shortest chapters of the Quran, yet its message is among the most powerful and confronting. Revealed in Mecca, this surah directly addresses the relationship between faith, worship, and social responsibility. Rather than focusing only on beliefs or rituals, Surah Al-Ma'un challenges how those beliefs are reflected in everyday behavior. The surah opens with a striking question, questioning those who deny the day of judgment. But instead of describing denial through words or disbelief alone, the Quran defines it through actions. It points to people who push away orphans, neglect the poor, and show no concern for the vulnerable members of society. This immediately sets a powerful standard in Islam. True faith is proven through compassion, justice, and responsibility toward others. Surah Al-Ma'un also delivers a strong warning to those who perform acts of worship, such as prayer, but do so carelessly or for the sake of showing off. It exposes hypocrisy by highlighting a dangerous contradiction. When religious rituals exist without sincerity, humility, or concern for human welfare. In Islamic teachings, worship is not meant to be empty or mechanical. It is meant to transform character and behavior. One of the most important lessons of Surah Al-Ma'un is that Islam does not separate spirituality from social ethics. Helping the poor, supporting orphans, and engaging in small acts of kindness are not optional virtues. They are essential parts of faith. Even minor acts of assistance, referred to as Alman, are given immense importance, showing that neglecting small good deeds can have serious moral consequences. Through this surah, Islam teaches that faith is not measured by how religious we appear, but by how we treat those who cannot benefit us in return. Surah Al-Ma'un sets the foundation for understanding that belief in Allah must be reflected through mercy, honesty, and service to humanity, making it a timeless message for every generation. When people read Surah Al-Ma'un, many assume it is only about charity or helping the poor. This is one of the most common misconceptions. While the surah does highlight care for orphans and the needy, its message goes much deeper. It is not just about giving money, it is about the condition of the heart and the sincerity behind our actions. Another misunderstanding is that Surah Al-Ma'un criticizes only non-believers. In reality, the surah strongly addresses people who appear religious on the outside but fail to live by the moral values of Islam. It warns that praying regularly is not enough if prayer does not prevent injustice, arrogance, and neglect of others. This makes the surah uncomfortable for many, because it forces self-reflection rather than judgment of others. A major challenge in interpreting Surah Al-Ma'un today is separating ritual worship from social responsibility. Modern society often treats faith as a private matter, disconnected from how we treat people. However, this surah clearly rejects that idea. It teaches that worship without compassion is empty, and faith without action is incomplete. Another challenge is the concept of small deeds. Many people believe that only big acts of charity matter. But Surah Al-Ma'un emphasizes even the smallest forms of help: simple kindness, basic assistance, and everyday support. Ignoring these small acts is presented as a serious moral failure, not a minor issue. Finally, some people struggle with the surah because it exposes hidden hypocrisy. It reminds us that Islam is not about appearance, public image, or religious performance. It is about integrity, sincerity, and responsibility toward others, especially those who cannot repay us. Surah Al-Ma'un challenges us to rethink how we define faith. It asks a powerful question: are we practicing Islam as a set of rituals, or as a way of life that transforms how we treat people. To truly understand the message of Surah Al-Ma'un, we need to see how its teachings appear in real life, not just in theory, but in everyday moments we often overlook. There is a powerful insight hidden within this surah. Islam does not judge faith by appearance, but by impact. Imagine a person who never misses a prayer. They are known in their community as religious, respected, and knowledgeable. Yet, just outside their home, a poor child asks for help and is turned away. An orphan needs support and is ignored. A neighbor struggles silently, yet receives no concern. According to Surah Al-Ma'un, this contradiction is dangerous. The Qur'an teaches us that neglecting the weak while maintaining religious rituals is not righteousness. It is hypocrisy. This surah exposes a reality many people misunderstand. Being close to Allah is not proven by how often we worship publicly, but by how deeply we care privately. One powerful lesson from Surah Al-Ma'un is that even small acts of kindness carry immense weight. Offering food, sharing resources, helping someone without expecting praise. These are not minor actions in Islam. In fact, the surah warns that refusing even simple help can reflect a hardened heart and a weakened faith. In real life, we see this lesson clearly. Communities that prioritize compassion become stronger, more united, and more just. Individuals who quietly help others without recognition often reflect the true spirit of faith. Meanwhile, societies that focus only on outward religiosity, while ignoring suffering, slowly lose their moral foundation. Surah Al-Ma'un reminds us that belief in the Day of Judgment must transform how we treat people today. Faith that does not create mercy, generosity, and responsibility is incomplete. The real impact of this surah is not meant to shame, but to awaken. It calls us to reflect, to correct ourselves, and to realign our worship with sincerity and humanity. Because in Islam, the truest form of worship is not only found on the prayer mat. It is found in how we respond to those who need us most. If you found this video insightful and want to explore more lessons from the Quran and practical Islamic teachings, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update.